It's very heartening when after the wires hit, when the deal closes, how many clients come to us and say they never believed it would happen, and their 10, 20 years of hard work finally paid off, and we assisted them in making it happen. Is really at the end of the day what we work very hard on every deal to make sure that our clients feel that way at the end of the process.
Hey, hi all, welcome to yet another session of Investment Banking Decoded, where we are connecting with the experienced bankers from the North American region. So today we are joined by Mr. Patrick Galleher. He's the managing director at Boxwood Partners. He advises founder-owned and middle market businesses on M&A, bringing deep experience across multiple sectors like consumer, industrial, business service, etc. We look forward to discussing today's M&A environment, transaction strategies, and the trends shaping the lower mid-market. Thanks a lot for joining with us, Patrick.
Well, thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
So, to start with, I would like to understand your background and some key milestones in your professional journey so far.
Well, great. Patrick Galleher, managing partner of Boxwood. We're a middle market boutique investment bank based out of Jupiter, Florida. We have offices in Richmond, Virginia, and an office in Charleston, South Carolina. We mostly work with founder owners and also lower mid-market private equity sponsors. So we've built quite a bit of specialty within the franchise and multi-unit industries across the U.S. And then we also focus on other sectors like food and beverage, consumer products, light industrial, distribution, and some staffing. We've been around for about 20 years at this point.
That's really great. So I'm sure that you might have done a lot of transactions the last 20 years. So is there any particular transaction which is on top of your mind, which is very memorable to you, and any particular reasons for that?
Yeah, no, it's every transaction has its ups and downs and memorable moments. We have a saying internally that every deal dies three times before it closes. Every deal has its own memories attached to it. The great thing about Boxwood is we tend to become very good friends with our former clients or throughout the process. So we really pay attention to what they're trying to achieve and what their objectives are, and we have a lot of great video testimonials on our website of former clients who definitely helped us over the last 20 years build our business based on referrals and pushing other founder owners to use us when they're thinking about liquidity and their exits. So all the deals have a special place in our hearts here at Boxwood, and we've been blessed to have so many former clients.
That's great. So I spoke to one of my clients. They told that one of the top things which they like about being a sell-side advisor is that they can help those people who are in need. They can make a change in so many people's lives by helping them in selling the company. I believe you also will feel the same.
It's very heartening when after the wires hit, when the deal closes, how many clients come to us and say they never believed it would happen, and their 10, 20 years of hard work finally paid off, and we assisted them in making it happen. Is really really at the end of the day what we work very hard on every deal to make sure that our clients feel that way at the end of the process.
It's like all the hard work paying off.
No, absolutely. It's and early in my career, I sat on their side of the desk. I took my first company public in 2000. Hired a banker to assist with that. Made several acquisitions across the globe as CEO of that company. At one point, was the youngest CEO in the London Stock Exchange, and then hired a banker to help me do a tender offer and take the company private in 2006. So, been on the other side of the table, been on this side of the table. And every time a deal closes, it produces special memories, and it definitely is a good feeling when the deal gets across the finish line. A lot of hard work goes into every deal.
Yes, yes, definitely. That's a lot of experience also you are carrying with you. So my next
Yeah.
question here would be like at Boxwood Partners, what are the top focus? We are already in the mid of 2026. So what are the top focus for the remaining of 2026 and what are the expectations for the next year?
Yeah. Well, we've had a very strong start to the year. We've closed 13 transactions so far. We expect to have a strong end of the third quarter and fourth quarter here. So and quite a few deals, getting ready to kick off in the third and fourth quarter for 2027 also. So, we're very fortunate that we're very busy, and we really traffic in a few sectors that are well protected against AI transformation. The franchise industries, you're never going to have AI is only helping increase profitability within our clients. A franchise doing HVAC or plumbing or lawn care, there's no immediate AI that's going to disintermediate our clients versus the end consumer. So, we're very lucky that we don't have any of the noise attached to the software industries or tech-enabled service industries where AI is really changing the ball game every 30, 60 days. AI is only a benefit to most of the businesses that we work with on an investment banking standpoint.
Yeah, definitely. And talking about AI, I would like to understand like how are you using AI or data in your day-to-day operations at Boxwood Partners?
Yeah, AI is you can't ignore it. You gotta utilize it and become smart about it. You got to understand its downfalls and its and how it actually can help streamline processes. You know, very good at doing routine tasks. I use an AI agent to check my inbox every morning and highlight emails I might have missed from the day before. I mean, it's pretty incredible how well AI has developed, and it's improving every day. And you definitely got to double check and triple check it, but the technology behind it is getting better every day. And if you're not using it, you're definitely inefficient at this point. The efficiencies that AI tools allow is helping every business and should be helping every business. Small, medium, large size, micro caps should all be looking at their AI strategies closely.
Great, that's great. So, as an investment banker, I would like to understand that what are the top challenges you face when you're executing a deal?
The top challenges are really down to making sure that you keep all the potential buyers on the same timeline. Even if the timeline doesn't work for them, if they're going to participate in the process, they have to abide by our timeline. Also making sure that our clients don't lose track on performance at the company or at the client level. The hardest thing for us to do, and if we can't control it from the investment banking seat, is performance at the company. So if our client doesn't perform and doesn't keep their eye on the ball and keep margins strong and keep revenue growth positive, it's very hard to get a transaction done in today's market. Today's market is much more discerning than it was probably 3 or 4 years ago. So underperformance definitely is something that we can't overcome as an investment bank in the marketplace today.
That's a top challenge. Like mostly when I ask this question, this is the same answer which I'm getting from almost all
Yeah,
my clients.
yeah, yeah.
So, coming to my last question for this podcast session, like you have a vast experience, you've been a CEO, you have been on that side and this side also. So, with your experience, what would be the top piece of advice you have to give to someone who is just stepping into the investment banking world?
Well, you got to work hard. I mean, it's our analysts and internship programs at Boxwood are very strong programs, and it's a great learning ground for entry level investment bankers to cut their teeth and really understand the investment banking sell side process from beginning to end. So, you know, 15, 16, 17-hour days are the norm, and you can't shortcut that. So you got to be willing. You got to get into investment banking. You have to land the internships. You got to prove yourself. You got to prove that you're willing to work 17, 18 hours a day, midnight on a Saturday night when your friends are out. To get into investment banking, it's a rewarding career, but you got to make that commitment, from 22 to 30 to really, build a career in investment banking.
The hard work is the base building block of that.
Hard work is the base, and you can't just be a numbers guy. You have to be able to interact with clients and buyers, and it's one of those careers that it takes a good blend of Excel ability, understanding the numbers side of the business, the financials, but also understanding people skills, emotional. The EQ is definitely. You need to have a high EQ in investment banking, not just IQ, to be successful.
And you have to be good at relationship management also, people management and relationship management.
Absolutely. And when stress, you got to be able to deal with stress. You're gonna, it's a very stressful career, and if you can't cope with stress, it's probably not the right career for you.
So thanks a lot, Patrick, for sharing your time with us and sharing your valuable perspectives on middle market M&A. Wish you and the team at Boxwood continued success. Thanks a lot for joining with us.
Great. Really appreciate being on, and look forward to speaking further.
Definitely.
Appreciate it.
Definitely.